Welcome back to the Science of Scent. I'm Papa Scent. Today I want to talk to you about spicy fragrances. And I've got 3 that I want to look at, 2 from the house of Amouage and 1 from Memo. The first one I want to talk about is their classical Middle Eastern incensey spicy scent, and this is Amouage Jubilation 25. This is a luxurious scent. It could be unisex. I don't picture this on too many ladies, but if it works with your skin chemistry and sends the message you want to send, who am I to judge? This smells like a Middle Eastern guy who just walked through the spice market. He's doing very well for himself, and I love wearing this. This really kind of gives you that sense of something exotic, something from the Orient, in the traditional sense of the Orient, traveling across Turkey and down into the Middle East via train. You know, it's just got some of that earthy, dusty, but that luxuriously incense smell. Some of the notes that are in this are, of course, frankincense. So the chemical compounds that come from frankincense, or the technical term of the note, olibanum, are the terpenes, such as alpha-pinene and limonene. And then you get the other incense note, which is myrrh. And this is where you get the sesquiterpenes and the phenolic compounds. And phenolic compounds are a little more medicinal, but there's a lot of different phenolic compounds. And then it's balanced off with an herbal note of coriander, which gives it some of those chemical notes that we're familiar with, that balance out the rich incensey like compounds. So compounds like linalool and geraniol and other terpenoid compounds. So Jubilation 25, heavy on the incense, dusky, not quite smoky, but definitely very rich, very opulent. Love that. So then we move down to Journeyman. Beautiful bottle, beautiful cap, matching gem, just everything about the presentation is wonderful. And this is very spicy, and that's because the first note that you get is Szechuan pepper. And we'll talk about that in a bit, but it also has some of the other spicy and woody accords. It shares some similarities with Jubilation 25, but is by no means redundant. It just gives a different olfactory experience. The Szechuan pepper gives us that hydroxy alpha sandalwood, and that is really a compound that you'll find in things that smell peppery. It's very unique. You recognize pepper when you smell it. That's the chemical compound. And then they soften that very sharp pepper with cardamom. Again, more of a herbal, floral, kind of softer spice. 1,8 cineol, again, linalool and terpenyl acetate are also found in that cardamom note. And finally, to balance out the cardamom, is nutmeg, and we get myristicin and elemicin. Now, if any of these chemical names are scaring you off, just do yourself a favor, type in some of them, and then type the word cannabis or healthy natural extracts, and you'll find images like these that are much happier looking, but show you that these same chemical compounds are naturally derived. So while you may pull up some images that, like I pulled up from, Sigma Aldrich and other large chemical manufacturers, yes, they can synthesize these compounds, and yes, they sell them. They're naturally derived in many cases. They can also be artificially synthesized. So that's an important note. When you're dealing with different manufacturers, are they using the synthesized version? Are they using the natural version? Whatever your preference is, but don't let chemical formulas and chemical compounds scare you off. They're just our way of describing the chemical world in a structured fashion. So whether something is a sugar created by a plant or whether something is a sugar that is synthesized through the petrochemical pharmaceutical complex, the chemical structure is the same. All right. So, sorry about that rant, but I decided to use a lot of images in this video, and I thought that they might scare people off. I do love how the cannabis industry makes happy little pictures with lots of colors and says nice things about the different chemicals. You know, this one's calming, and this one is relaxing, and this is anti-anxiety, and it's great. It's still a terpene. You know? So anyway, all right, so enough of my rant there. So now let's talk about Memo's African Leather. So African Leather is a fragrance that's inspired by the African continent, hence its name, but particularly the savannas and the wilderness. So again, it does have that kind of dry composition. It does use some similar spice notes, but the aim here is to layer that over a leather-infused spice and earthy elements. So you definitely get the leather elements, and leathers are pretty complex. They're animalic. They come from fatty acids and esters and aldehydes, which again are just chemical families. There are many different types of these chemical families. But that animalicness is offset with saffron, which comes from flowers, and we get two particular chemical notes from saffron: saffronol and picrocrosin, and each of these gives a different, one more of a mild spice note and one more of a floral note, since saffron does come from the stamen of a flower, and that presents an offset to that animalic leather. And then here comes the cardamom again. So similar to Journeyman, where you get cardamom, you get the 1,8 cineol, you get the linalool, and you get the terpenyl acetate. And all of those things are masterfully blended. This is a very elegant fragrance without going overly spicy. It does wear down to a leather, so if you don't like leathers, this might not be for you, but this is actually one of the this is not a Koyam. This is not a Tuscan leather. This isn't really even an ombre leather, but the leather is in there. But it's again layered on with some light florals and the spiciness of saffron and cardamom. And I think that no one of these three is redundant. You could possibly, if you need to choose budget-wise, between one or the other of these, which is it that you want? Do you want the freshness of the sharpness of pepper, or do you want more of that churchy, incensey smell? That would be the break point on Journeyman and Jubilation 25. A great kind of middle of the road opportunity if you didn't want to pick up either of those two. Amouages are not cheap, but Memo's African Leather, it's very, very highly thought of in the Fragcom, and it's for a good reason. It's an excellent blend of leather and spices, and very wearable, but very elegant. This is definitely a night out kind of fragrance. None of these are office fragrances. Maybe an office party, maybe where you're being installed as the new president of the board of directors and you want to make a statement. Definitely one of these. Don't wear them in first class, don't wear them in business class, don't wear them in coach. These are not airplane friendly fragrances. I did spray, I went on a trip earlier this year with my son, or I guess late last year, and as we were departing the plane, I sprayed Andy Towers' Accord de Desert in the plane, and it was from a decant, and it was like 2 little sprays. Those 2 sprays, everybody that was standing up behind us to get off the plane were like, whoa! Man, that smells good. And I thought they were just being friendly, but I could tell that had I worn that on the plane, I would have been gassing everybody out. So I was just getting off the plane when I sprayed it. African Leather, great scent. Again, opulent, church-like. That incense, the myrrh. It's very. I'm traveling in an Agatha Christie novel across the Orient Express. Definitely attention grabbing. And then Journeyman, just amazing. Heavy on the pepper, and then the spices are there to kind of even things out, but it is a bold, masculine fragrance and a beautiful bottle. Love these Amouage bottles. So I know in previous videos I've hated on our friend here, Interlude Black Iris. I've given it a hard time. Still love the house. This one's just not my friend. But these other two, I get along with very well. So I encourage you to try these out. Get some decants, get some samples, visit a store if you can, try them out in person, try them on the skin. Definitely want to find out where it fits in your collection, where it fits in the things that you're trying to achieve. These are 3 great options for a spicy scent. Well vetted, they're not unknown. Lots of reviews on them. Read and see what you like, and then go try them out. And then let me know down below if you buy a bottle, or if you have a bottle, which one of these 3 is your favorite. If you have all 3, wow, okay. Which one do you like the most, and when do you wear which one? I'd love to hear. So let me know, and we'll chat again later. I'm Papa Scent. Hey, it's Papa Scent here. I just really appreciate you being here and watching these videos, and I want to incentivize you to spread this to as many people as you can. So in the comment below, tag as many of your friends as you can, and anybody who tags 10 or more friends will go into a drawing for this unopened Memo African leather. Which one is it? African leather. I will send you this box, just so you know that it's I haven't like repackaged my original one. Here's my box. I apparently ordered it and it shipped late, and I ordered it again, and the second one showed up. So I have 2. My mistake is your gain, but let's grow the channel. Let's invite as many of your friends as you can. Tag them in your post, and I'll go through, and anybody who tags 10 or more will go into the drawing for this unopened Memo African leather. Thanks so much.